YouTube, good morning, what is up? This is a very exciting video because today I am doing my very first big, difficult backyard ultra session and I'm going to be taking you through it. It is currently 3:48 a.m. but I need to get a jump start on the day and I need to get up really early because I have a 6 hour long training session. So I'm going to start the day off by eating a big fuck off bowl of oats, and then I'm going to drive to Kite Beach because I can park up the car there and I'm going to do my session there. So the session, I'm going to overlay it on screen here. It's essentially a 6 hour time cap and it's in the format of a backyard ultra. So for anyone who doesn't know, the way a backyard ultra works is it's not in a backyard, that's just what it's called. The format is essentially that you run 6.7 kilometer loops on the hour every single hour. That's it. Okay, so a 6.7 kilometer loop is the equivalent of 4.16 miles, and the reason it's that distance is because if you do that for 24 hours, that comes out to 100 miles. And basically, the way that it works is you don't have to necessarily run a very fast pace. So it's not a fast-paced race, it's a race of who is willing to go the longest. So for example, there was a backyard ultra on in Texas a few days ago and I went on for 73 hours. Now, it's unlikely that I will be going any distance like that because it's going to be my first rodeo, but the concept is so cool. I'm very fucking excited for it. So basically today, 6 hour time cap, and I'm going to be running 7 kilometers, resting 9 minutes, and just repeating that for the 6 hours. So I'm going to mill this breakfast into me, and then I will catch you afterwards at the beach. Let's fucking do it. Okay, so it's 4:54 a.m. now and I'm setting off for the first 7k of my new running vest. It was a cheap one I got off Amazon, arrived in a couple of hours. That's Dubai for you. But I have my 500 mils of water here and I have one energy gel with me, so the game plan is that every run basically I'll have one energy gel and 500 mils of water, and then for the 9 minutes rest I'll sit down in the car, eat around 200-ish calories, and I will do that for the 6 hours. So going to be more than anything, this is like testing out the fueling situation, like how my gut handles different types of food, how my gut handles the gels, the water, all that sort of stuff, whether I get the shits for example. So I am going to set off now and I will check back in with you at the end of my first 7k. Okay, so that is the first 7k boxed off. You're not gonna believe this, but I had to take a shit after my first lap. I should have taken a number 2 before I left the house. So that took up like 3 or 4 minutes of my 9-minute break. I've only 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna keep this fairly short. I'm gonna eat half a banana and a Rice Krispies bar now, and I will check back in with you probably after lap 3 because I want to actually concentrate on the workout. That is round number 3 done. Not feeling too bad, a little bit stiffer after the 3rd round, but definitely still feeling pretty good overall. I ended up needing the toilet again after my 2nd round. I have been using Cis gels. I previously used GU gels. I think the Cis gels aren't going down that well with me. So that's the whole point of these sorts of sessions, is to kind of test out nutrition and see what goes well with the gut, because this type of race, genuinely more than anything, is an eating race and a digesting race. It's more about strategy than it is just about willpower and actual running skills. So first 2 rounds, my snack in between was a Rice Krispies bar and half banana. This round what I'm going to be trying is a little bit of sourdough with jam and honey as a snack. And I also have, for this round, I have another gel, but this one actually has caffeine in it as well. So I will check back in with you in a bit, but halfway done, still feeling pretty good. That's round number 4 boxed off. I have to say my digestion system is feeling a lot better now than it was earlier. My stomach feels way more settled. So it could have been breakfast. It could have been that it was too big of a breakfast to have, but like I figured with fucking 6 hours of running, I still needed a breakfast, even if I couldn't give it time to digest before it started. So I had the caffeine there with the gel on that run. So now I'm gonna have a banana, Rice Krispies bar, and a couple of dates as well, because I'm not too tight for time on this rest. I feel like I can get through a little bit more food. So 2 more to go. Feeling good as a whole. Total distance so far is 28.6 kilometers. So we'll probably get in 2 and a little bit more rounds. So should come in around mid 40s, I would say. And yeah, enjoying it, to be completely honest. I'm definitely feeling a little bit stiffer as it goes on, but there's no part of me that thinks I couldn't do plenty more rounds. It's just a case of setting into a rhythm and getting through them one by one. I feel like I'm starting to find a bit of a rhythm now where I'm almost enjoying it to an extent, and I'm not thinking about it too much or not counting down the kilometers per se. So yeah, I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay. We are on the final round, 36.5 kilometers in. So I'll finish this round, and by the end of that rest I'll probably have 10 or so minutes left, so I'll box off another kilometer or 2 and then finish up there. So it'll probably come around 40, mid 40s for the total workout. Not a bad session, definitely feeling a bit stiffer on the 6th round, but yeah, I know in the actual race day I'll have plenty more in me. So for the first full proper hard backyard ultra session, not bad, not bad. As the 6th round done, which means that so far I have done 42.9 kilometers and I'll have about 9 or 10 minutes of running once this rest runs out. So I'll probably end up with 44 and a bit kilometers. I have to say, on the 6th run, I definitely started to feel it. I think I was feeling really good up until the 4th and 5th, and it felt like I was just kind of cruising. And the 6th run, kind of halfway through it, I was like, don't get me wrong, plenty more in the tank, but definitely the hamstrings and the calves really started to feel it. But I do think with this type of session, it is a psychological thing to an extent where you're on, you know, the 6 full rounds, you're on the 6th round, there is a little bit of you that kind of mentally is like, I'm almost done here. I feel like if it was 8 rounds, I would have felt that on the 8th round because I was feeling really good on the 4th and 5th. But I'm gonna quickly get a little bit of food into me, not too much because I only have a tiny bit left to run, and then let the legs go nice and stiff. That's part of this workout. The whole idea is to let the legs go a little bit stiff, because essentially, you know, that is what I'm going to be doing in the actual race. So I don't want to be standing up walking around during the rest, which is, you know, counterintuitive to an extent, normally speaking, but because of the style of the race, I will be sitting down during it and eating and drinking and stuff. So I will check back in with you at the end and then we'll finish off the video. And yeah, 42.9 kilometers down, so longest run ever. All right, ladies and gents, we are done out here. So ran a total of 44.59 kilometers. Definitely feeling it on the last full round and then the mini round at the end, but I am still very, very happy with that for a first time out. I mean, that's the longest distance I've ever ran by far. I know there are breaks in between, but if anything, I don't know if the breaks make it easier, to be honest. Sometimes I think they make it worse because you stiffen up so much. But yeah, as a whole, pretty happy with that. I am going to be recording my next few ultra sessions. So if you want to see more, drop a like, drop a subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.